I want you to imagine this moment exactly the way I lived it. Because once I tell you how everything unfolded, you will understand why I still remember the exact second my entire life collapsed. It all started with a feeling I couldn't ignore, a subtle unease that had been growing for months. My wife had been acting differently, but I kept telling myself it was nothing. I wanted to believe in us, to believe in her. I thought love was stronger than suspicion, stronger than instinct. At first, it was small things. A late-night text that she hurriedly hid when I walked in, a subtle tension in the air whenever I mentioned going to the gym with her, a laugh that didn't reach her eyes when she said she was just hanging out with friends. I ignored it. I rationalized it. I blamed stress, work, life. But deep down, I knew something was off. I just didn't want to face it. Then the signs became impossible to dismiss. She started spending hours at the gym, far longer than she ever had before, and always with her trainer. I had met him once or twice, someone charming, athletic, always professional, she said. But I noticed the way she would text him constantly, the way her phone screen always faced down, the way she would smile at it in a way she hadn't smiled at me in years. My stomach started turning with a mix of fear and suspicion, but I still clung to the hope that I was wrong. One evening, everything came to a head. I was at home, waiting for her to come back from a late session, when her phone buzzed on the table. I wasn't proud of it, but curiosity got the better of me. I glanced at the screen, and what I saw made my world tilt and spin. There it was, a message from her trainer, affectionate, casual, intimate in a way that should never have existed. My hand shook. My heart pounded. I wanted to confront her immediately, to demand the truth, but I knew I needed proof. Over the next few weeks, I started piecing it together, quietly observing, quietly gathering evidence. I noticed the little things she thought I wouldn't see, the lipstick on her collar, the smell of someone else's cologne, the subtle change in her routine that made no sense. And then came the photo. A single photo sent to me anonymously, showing her with him, close, too close. And in that moment, denial shattered. This wasn't a phase, a mistake, or an innocent friendship. This was years of betrayal. I confronted her one night, in the quiet of our living room. I asked her straight, calmly, but with a tremor in my voice I couldn't hide, if she had been seeing him. And she didn't deny it. She didn't apologize. She didn't even hesitate. She looked at me with a strange calm, almost proud, and said yes. She had been with him for years. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't speak. The woman I had trusted, loved, and built my life with had been living a double life for years. And just when I thought I had heard everything, the words came that broke me even further. She told me she was pregnant. Not with my child. With his. And as if that alone wasn't enough, she said she wanted a divorce, that she wanted to raise this child with him, and that I should accept it like it was normal. I stared at her, numb. My mind raced through every memory, every plan, every hope I had placed in our marriage. All of it, gone. And yet, she spoke with the calm certainty of someone who had long since made peace with their decisions, someone who had plotted and planned this life without me, and now demanded I step aside. Days passed in a blur. I felt anger, disbelief, grief, and betrayal, all mixing into a storm inside me that I couldn't contain. Friends told me to fight, to take the house, to demand custody, to expose everything. But part of me just wanted to disappear, to erase the years I had spent believing in her, to forget the life we had built together. Then the reality hit harder than the shock itself. This wasn't just infidelity. This was a future being ripped from me before I could even comprehend it. She was going to have a child with another man, and she wanted me to watch as her family changed around me. And worse, she acted as though this was fair, as though this was normal, as though my feelings didn't matter at all. I realized then that the betrayal wasn't just physical. It wasn't just about the years she spent hiding a relationship with her trainer. The betrayal was the complete erasure of my existence in her life, the dismissal of every promise, every vow, every shared dream. And in that moment, a decision crystallized in me. I wouldn't beg her to stay. I wouldn't plead for what had already been destroyed. I would survive. I would rebuild. Divorce proceedings were messy, bitter, and emotionally exhausting. She remained unrepentant, even audacious, asserting her right to this new life, this new child. But I held firm, not out of spite, but out of necessity. I had to protect my dignity, my sanity, and my future. I had to remind myself that the years of deceit, no matter how cruel, did not define my life. Months later, as I sit here reflecting, I understand something painful yet vital. People can betray you in ways you cannot imagine. People can erase your reality and try to rewrite it in their favor, but no one can steal your strength unless you let them. My marriage ended in the most unimaginable way, my trust shattered beyond repair, and yet, I am here. I am standing. I am rebuilding. And though it hurts, I will not allow her betrayal to dictate the rest of my life. She may raise her child with him, she may act as though the past never happened, but I have learned something critical. Survival is not about denying the pain, it's about facing it, processing it, and choosing to continue living on your own terms. I still think about that moment sometimes, the exact second my life fell apart. The shock, the disbelief, the anger, it never fully leaves you. But I've learned that no act of betrayal, no matter how deep, can stop you from moving forward, from finding peace, and from eventually reclaiming the life that is still yours to live.